A man is walking on a cliff above the Adriatic. It is winter, 1912. The wind is loud enough that he could not hear another person if one were there. There is no one. Behind him, on the high stone, sits a castle he has come to alone. He has not spoken aloud in days. Something is happening to him that he will not be able to explain. He doesn't know yet. He only knows that he is cold and quiet, and somehow more himself than he has ever been. We will come back to him. There are two words that we use as if they meant the same thing: loneliness, solitude. They do not. Loneliness is the ache of being unwitnessed. It is the absence of the other. Solitude is the presence of the self. Most people in the modern world have never been alone long enough to know which one they're feeling. They reach for the phone the second the silence gets thick. They put on a podcast in the shower. They text from the elevator. The ache is constant, but the practice that would dissolve it is the one they never try. Because here is the thing no one tells you. Most people have never met themselves. They have lived around the clock in a room with the door open. Friends in, music in, scrolling in, opinions in, voices in, and so they have never been introduced to the one person they will spend the rest of their life with. Rilke wrote, "What is necessary, after all, is only this: solitude, vast inner solitude. To walk inside oneself for hours and meet no one, that is what one must be able to attain." He was right. He was almost the last to say it out loud. We live now in the most accompanied century in human history. Not loved particularly, not understood particularly, accompanied. There is always a notification, always a feed, always a voice in the ear. The phone has made solitude technically difficult to commit. You would have to choose it. You would have to leave the room. And so the inner room, the one Rilke walked in for hours, has fallen quiet. Not because we go there, because no one does. Pessoa, who lived almost his entire life inside himself, wrote, "I bear the wounds of all the battles I avoided." The wounds of the avoided battle. Read that again. The cost of not being alone is not freedom from yourself. It is a low, lifelong ache of having never quite shown up to be the one whose life this is. Solitude is not a feeling. It is a practice. You don't fall into solitude the way you fall into loneliness. You build it. The way you build a body, or a discipline, or a sentence. Slowly, daily, often badly at first. It begins small. A walk taken without a podcast. A drive in silence. A morning where the phone stays in the drawer until 10. A coffee where you don't pull out anything to read. These sound trivial. They are not. What you are doing in those minutes is rebuilding a muscle the modern world has let atrophy. The muscle of being available to yourself. Tarkovsky once said, "When no one is looking at the world ceases to exist." He was talking about cinema. He was also talking about the inner life. The parts of you that no one ever looks at. Your real preferences, your unrehearsed thoughts, the quiet sentence you would say if no one would hear it. They cease to exist if you do not look at them yourself. Solitude is the looking. In solitude, three things happen, in a precise order. First, you become bored. The mind, deprived of input, panics. It claws for stimulation. It tells you this was a stupid idea, that you should check the phone, that you have something urgent to do. This phase lasts longer than you expect. Most people quit here. Second, you become honest. With the noise gone, the questions you have been avoiding rise to the surface. The conversations you have not had. The grief you have not finished. The work you are not doing. The person you are pretending to be. This phase is uncomfortable. It is also the only place where life actually changes. And third, only after the boredom and the honesty, something else arrives. A clarity, a quiet. A version of yourself you had forgotten was there, the one underneath the personality, the one who already knows what to do. Hemingway, who wrote alone for 40 years, said, "Writing, at its best, is a lonely life." He could have been describing any serious thing, any life lived deliberately, any love, any craft. The lonely part is not a tax on the work. The lonely part is the work. Now back to the cliff. The man does not speak for several weeks. He walks. He listens to the wind. He sits in the empty rooms of the castle and reads the same 3 books for hours at a time. He grows thin. One January morning, he is walking the path at the edge of the sea, and he hears something. He is not sure if it is the wind or a voice. He stops. He listens. The sentence that comes to him is this: "Who, if I cried out, would hear me among the angels' hierarchies?" He runs back to the castle. He writes for 10 days without stopping. The sentences that come out of him during those 10 days will become the work that, for 100 years, the world will read when it tries to understand what it means to be a human being awake. His name was Rainer Maria Rilke. He was 36. The work he wrote there is called the Duino Elegies. He had been a poet for 15 years. He had never written anything like that before. He never would have. He needed the cliff. He needed the silence. He needed the weeks of not speaking. He needed the solitude. You do not have a castle. You have a small apartment, or a shared flat, or a room in your parents' house. You have a phone that buzzes every 6 minutes. You have people who would be hurt if you did not answer. The practice is the same. Find the silence anyway. Walk without the podcast. Sit through one evening without speaking. Put the phone in the drawer and let the boredom come and let it pass. Wait for the second thing. Wait for the third. The angel does not visit a man surrounded by voices. It visits the one who has finally become quiet enough to be heard from.